Welcome to a Sunday edition of AJ Bocchini's Sports Mafia with special guests galore. Well, just one, but he's so special, that's all we need. You never know when the last, don't ever give up, kids. That's one of the lessons for today because we didn't get this link until about 2 minutes ago, and here we are. So, with no further ado, I would like to introduce the sports rock star of the universe, Mr. AJ Bocchini.
What's up, Jack? I'm glad we could fit this in today. I'm glad we
You-
could fit it in after work this afternoon or this morning. So
Excellent.
happy to be here.
Excellent. Well, you lead off. Who's that with you? This is a stranger. We don't even recognize him.
We got the agent here. We got Dad here too. Should be a good show. So we got a big time show. We got the draft. We got the banged up Bucks. We got all the series recaps you could want, and we got a big time show.
Okay, well, I know you love the draft so much, but the Bucks are like on life support right now, so we better talk about them while we can.
Wow, yeah.
Did you watch the game, you guys, the other night?
I did.
Yes.
I did. Yes.
Could you believe Middleton?
No, I couldn't. I was watching the game and I'm just sitting there and I'm just like, wow, this is incredible. But they're on life support, like you said. So
they just don't have enough. They don't have enough juice.
Right.
They're just old.
They're old.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, if their starting five could play against anybody. Once they go to the bench, the matchups are just not good.
Well, and they looked old, especially in that as the game wound down. And those long threes, you're going to get some offensive rebounds. But when that one possession, they had five. The Pacers had 5 or 6 offensive rebounds.
Six possessions, five.
Six missed threes, and Aaron Neesmith, who is 8 years younger than Chris, went to high school where Chris went to high school. Goes over for 6 and is standing wide open in the corner. Yeah.
That was something. So they officially don't have Dame today. They don't have Giannis today.
It's
Do you give them a chance?
No, it's cooked.
It's cooked. Well, Miami won that one game without Jimmy Butler against the Celtics. I mean, anything can happen. You're not even giving them a slight chance.
No.
Oh,
they're showing up, so I guess you can play. You have to play the game.
I mean, you have to play, but
yeah. Until I heard Dame was out, I thought, even though they lost it, at least they didn't quit and they were down 17. They came all the way back. That was great.
We're actually down 19.
19. It was a great game to watch. Frustrating, but great. Okay, so you think they're done? Do you think they say it'll be 3-1 then? So it's not over, but it's close to over.
It'll be close.
And then they come home. If Giannis comes back and Dame is out in the next game, it's probably Tuesday or Wednesday. Do you give them a shot then?
I give them a shot to get one. I just don't know which one it'll be.
Okay. What about you, Doug?
Unless they're at full strength, I don't think they have enough. If Dame and Giannis can play, I think they can come back. But without all three of them in Middleton, I just don't think they have enough.
Yeah, and Middleton was hobbled, for God's sakes, too, during that game.
Yeah,
he was.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
It's tough. I don't even know where they start next year.
I was going to say, looking to next year, they have a core of Giannis and Dame, but can they build around that core? Or is it too late? Are they too old to build around them?
I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can say. I don't know if you have to. I think you have to go young.
Well, I don't know. The problem is the assets. What can they give away?
Right.
What can they try to get rid of? They have nothing of value. Not what are you going to get for?
I mean, you trade. Put it this way: that Jay Crowder trade looks like no disrespect. I love the Bucks and I love the organization as much as anybody, but you give 5 second-round picks for Jay Crowder, and he's done next to nothing for you in a year and a half. It's like, where's the value in that?
Well, our second-round picks worth anything, though? Does that matter?
Michael, well,
Right. Yeah, AJ was going to say Michael Red from 19.
Chris Middleton was a second round pick from Detroit. But,
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
Okay.
every once in a while you can get something, but
You can get at least younger bodies running around.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, the youngest body they have right now is Andre Jackson. He doesn't score.
yeah, athletic. Can't
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, if you look at it and what next year will everybody, the 4 of the 5 starters, who's the 5th starter?
Brooke will be 36.
Brooks 36. Dame will be 34. Okay. Giannis is
32.
And Chris is, no, he's not that old, but
Giannis is 30.
Is he 30 now? He'll be 30 next year. Chris is going to be 34, probably. Right?
The problem with Giannis and Chris is not only their age, but they both had a lot of leg injuries over the last few years. Those take their toll too. You know? So
I mean, it's gonna be tough. I think if they, if they don't win this series, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, the Pacers are a better team. The Pacers are a better team." I just think the Pacers are the pace for like I know it's an oxymoron, but the pace in the series is just so frantic for the Bucks. I just don't see them hanging in there as much as I'd like to.
Okay, you gonna watch tonight?
Oh, I'll definitely watch.
I think it's at 6, right? Isn't that the tip?
That's at 6.
Okay, well, that's a good starting time. None of these 8 o'clock things for us old people.
Never stop cheering. You're never out.
Rooting. You're never out. But
that's right.
It's just facts are facts right now. So.
Okay, all right. So we'll talk more about the Bucks, but I wanted to get that going because that's really now the other huge news. It's amazing how many people watch the draft rather than playoff games in other sports.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you think about the Packers draft?
I love it. They address positions of need. They got themselves some competition at positions. I love it.
Yeah, I think same thing. I mean, I was reading Kuiper. He loved the Pack. He had both the second and third round picks as top rated players at those positions, right?
Yep.
And everybody, it's anticlimactic to take a tackle, right? Especially if you have 5th tackle or 6th tackle taken.
Yeah.
So, but he didn't give them good grades on the second half. But usually that's where the Packers shine. So.
Yeah, they don't. Nobody knows about those. It's so they
like the running back out of USC too.
Yes. I saw a description of him today. It said a bowling ball with legs.
So like AJ Dillon type sounds like.
Don Nottingham. There's a name out of the past.
Don Nottingham. Okay, this guy's it's Marshawn Lloyd rather than Marshawn Lynch.
Lincoln Riley was talking him up too yesterday. They had Lincoln Riley on ESPN Radio yesterday.
What did he say?
He loved the kid. He talked about his speed, talked about his power. He loved him. So.
You know who else loves him is Saban. Did you see his comments?
I didn't see his comments. No.
Because the kid, is it Lynch? No, it's what's his last name? Lloyd. Lloyd played for 3 or 4 years at South Carolina before he transferred to USC for his last season. So he saw a lot of Nick Saban at Alabama, and Saban said he had him as the best running back in the draft. He really liked that kid.
Really?
Yeah, he gave them fits. So that's good. It all sounds good. And if they can get a faster on defense, man, I love that.
Yeah,
I like the bowler. The what's his name?
Bullard.
The safety from Georgia, I think.
Yeah, Bullard. Javon
Bullard.
Yeah. No, they love it. It's good. It's a good draft for the Packers. They filled their needs, right?
Yeah, and you never know, but it certainly feels good, and you have some confidence, like you said, Doug. Our Gutekunst has had some magic going in those later rounds that people treat those almost as throwaways, but they get starters out of there for guys.
Yeah.
They got a sneaky pick. They got a corner from Penn State that I realized he was a second-team All-American in 2022. So.
Yeah, they said he was really good in 22 and then slipped in 2023. But I don't know. Geez, plays big-time schools. Let's bring him in. What do you think about the draft of? Have you seen the drafts of our division rivals? Have you seen those
Yeah,
yet?
yeah.
What do you think?
I laughed.
You laughed.
I did laugh. I had to laugh. I'm like, okay, the Vikings draft AJ McCarthy. Okay, no.
Yeah. They
No,
also got a defensive edge rusher in the first round.
Yeah,
They-
he's tough.
yeah.
He's tough.
I do like the pick of Dallas Turner for them, but I laughed. I was like, okay, we have to play JJ McCarthy. Okay, whatever. Remember the fun fact for you, Jack. He threw for 60 yards in a game. 60 yards in a game.
That's scheme, dude.
And he's a top 10 quarterback.
Well,
I love the fact that Jim Harbaugh talked him up trying to get value so he can move up in the draft.
So to talk about that. So I think the division's gotten better, right?
Yeah,
It could be the best. It could be the best division in football.
sounds like it. Detroit got a really good cornerback, evidently, out of Toledo. It's a small school, but still.
and they got someone out of Alabama too.
Yeah, and they're just tough anyway now.
Yeah,
And then
they're going to fly around all over the place, right?
Yep, and the Bears have nowhere to go but up, and they got you like that receiver they got, AJ.
I love Rome.
Well, you better not love him anymore.
No, but it's funny. It's funny. You laugh now. It's funny because they pulled up Caleb Williams' Twitter account, and it was all Packers stuff. It was all Packers stuff, and they're like, "You're Packer fans. Here's your new quarterback."
I saw something that said the Bear fans are talking smack, but not one Packers draft pick since 2018 has ever tasted defeat against the Bears.
Really?
Jair's rookie year.
What do you think of that?
That is awesome. That is a stat I could live off of for a while.
Definitely. Yeah.
Well, somebody's got, again, the Packers filled their needs. They made themselves a better team. They don't get a splash because they didn't get a quarterback. They did get a quarterback. Well, they did. Yeah, that's true. They got Michael Pratt, Tulane.
Have you heard of him before they drafted him?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, he was rated as one of the top 10 quarterbacks in the draft. From what they had talked about him.
They got competition in the quarterback room for sure. Not for Jordan, but just for
right. And they have competition for kicker too. They got the guy from Minnesota,
Greg Joseph.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they signed the Vikings kicker and field goal kicker, and they still have the guy from last year, that Anders Carlson.
Andres, I miss.
Yeah,
I miss Carlson.
And they got somebody else. I don't know who it was. So they have three. They'll have 3 kickers in camp.
Yeah,
so there's competition
from Georgia, I think.
Yeah, so they're all about it, man. So all right.
So somebody gave me a stat on the draft. I don't know if this be true or not. I was playing sheephead on Thursday night and I didn't play, so I said.
Did you say sheephead?
Yes.
Oh my God, you really are. Oh.
I don't play that much, but we play.
I know, but you don't say sheep's head. You say sheephead. You are an old timer.
Okay, so here's the deal. Do you realize that? And this is a professional sport, sheephead or sheep's head. So I call it both. I never know which to call it because I'm from Milwaukee, where they call it sheep's head, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And in Sheboygan they call it sheephead.
Of course.
And in Milwaukee, who's the partner in Milwaukee, Jack? What card is the partner?
What's that?
What do you play? What do you play? Sheephead?
I haven't since college, but yeah.
Okay, so if you're in Sheboygan, Jack of Diamonds is partner. In Milwaukee, it's called an ace. It's a big time difference because it broke. The family stopped playing because some from Milwaukee, some from up here, they couldn't agree on it. And they just used to argue about it.
I didn't play. I had 4 roommates in college, and they all played sheepshead, and 4-handed sucks compared to 5-handed. So they made me learn. I learned, but I never would have thought I would ever play sheepshead. But it's a fun game. You have to think.
I'm surprised they just didn't play euchre. That's the poor man sheepshead, but that was the game. So neither here nor there. We were at a sheephead or sheepshead group, and and our one friend that did the doctor said, he said like in the last, what did he say, the last 42 first round draft choice quarterbacks, like there's one Super Bowl, 6 all pro or whatever it was,
Six
and
Pro Bowlers.
six Pro Bowlers, and 34 that got coaches fired.
Mm. Yeah. AJ and I were talking, there was an article about 2 or 3 weeks ago about, they did a study on the draft, and it shows that your best strategy is to trade down, because more draft picks, they found, like, since 2014, so many NFL teams are overconfident in their abilities to judge who's going to make it or who's not going to. And they fall in love with these players, and they trade additional draft choices to get the higher pick. And then the picks don't work. And it's amazing the numbers of they had them labeled as stars, starters, backups, and busts. It's just amazing how many top 10 picks in the entire draft are busts. It's just crazy.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm excited to see where this draft class ends up, because there was a funny stat for you, Jack. There was 6 quarterbacks taken in the top 12.
Mm-hmm.
And then there wasn't another quarterback taken to 150.
Yep, Spencer Rattler.
Yes,
Right?
Spencer Rattler.
Yes, sir.
Okay, way too early. But based on the drafts that our division foes had, tell me what your way too early prognosis is for the Central Division. What are the 1 through 4?
Records or no? Records included or no?
Just pick let's pick the one. Let me pick.
Oh yeah, this is easy.
Okay, first place.
Packers 1, Lions 2, Vikings 3, Bears 4.
Okay, Doug, what do you say?
Packers 1, Lions 2, Bears 3,
Ooh,
Vikings 4.
oh, I would love that. All right, I'm gonna hang on to these.
What do you have?
I think it'll be Lions, Packers, Vikes, Bears. I think the Packers will be a wild card again.
You think the JJ McCarthy's going to win more games? Although, excuse me, I forget they got Sam Darnold now. So.
That's right. That's why. I just think the Vikings 2 years ago, they were way worse than their record when they were 13-3 or whatever, and last year they were better than their record. So I think somewhere in between is where they are. And although the Bears could, they all of a sudden have a big offense. Could, if everything clicks.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Vikings have offensive skill players.
Yeah, Jefferson.
Yeah, you won't be, receivers.
They got to pay him.
Running backs.
They got to pay him.
Well, yeah, but he's got another year that they don't have to pay him.
Yeah, they'll sign him. So, do you think that Caleb Williams is going to be a star, a starter, a bench, or a bust? What do you think?
Honestly,
yeah,
bust.
Why?
I watched him play too much in college. He threw too many picks.
Okay. Yeah, the only game I saw him play really.
Although, to his defense, USC's defense was one of the worst I've ever seen. So,
yep,
he had to score a lot to win games.
I saw them, and I think Doug, you picked it that day. The day they were playing Notre Dame, and they played Notre Dame at night, and Notre Dame made him look just terrible. Now it's not all on him, but he looked like he thought he could throw it as late as he wanted to and still make the completion. They were picking him off because his throws were late. And
honestly, I think his pops talk too much to make him a good quarterback. I don't think that he's going to be a good quarterback in the NFL.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to call him a starter.
Starter?
I think he's got the physical skills. Let's not forget.
Yeah.
He plays for the Bears.
That makes such a big difference as to where you go.
Yeah.
I don't understand. So the Bears last year, their offense was terrible. They fire their Luke Getsy, their offensive coordinator. How does he turn around and get a job as offensive coordinator for the Raiders? How does a guy like that do that? Go from one to the other.
Jack, it's the Raiders.
I know, but
it's the Raiders, and no, I think I would be very careful because I think the Raiders defense is going to be better than the Raiders offense.
Well,
Well,
that's
Antonio,
saying a lot.
I know,
A
but
master speaking the
I
obvious.
know, but I think Antonio Pierce is a good all around coach. So I think their defense will be a lot better than.
Yeah, I just don't know. I mean, they snuck up on people last year, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're bottoming out.
Keep in mind they got fired mid-season too.
Yeah, well,
Coaches not over
yeah.
there.
So they snuck up on people. Who know? You can play a lot on emotions and win some games.
What do you think about Bo Nix and Denver Broncos? Do you think Sean Payton?
I love the pairing. I think Bo Nix is very athletic, and I think that he's going to be good in that system.
You do.
I do.
I don't think he can throw the ball 30 yards down the field.
I don't think he has to though.
Yeah, you're true. He was able to coach Breeze, who, I mean,
Right.
I mean,
it's a timing
It's
system.
the same body. Well, look at it. It's the same body type. Not really the same numbers, but it's the same body type. And a lot of these starters now, Bo Nix is coming in with 62 career starts in college or something like that. So he might be ready to go right away.
What do you think about Michael Penix Jr. in the Falcons?
I'm happy.
For-
I'm happy. They're paying two quarterbacks over $160 million. They're going to stink the next 3 years.
See, we had this conversation, and I think the best thing that was said is you pick a quarterback when you're not in need. Packers did it for years, and they said that the Cousins contract is really a 2-year contract. So you put a guy on the bench that's been beat up. He's been injured.
Yep. They don't know if the Achilles thing is hard to come back from.
Correct. So he gets time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, he's going to play some games anyways because Cousins isn't making it through 17 games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Penix actually. No disrespect to Kirk, but I like Michael. I thought he was going to be. I was surprised that he went that high, but I was also not surprised that he went to that same.
I would have taken him over JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, I would have taken him too.
Yeah.
That surprised me.
Yeah.
But the GM for Atlanta now, they're always blowing smoke, but he said he's in a good position. He can sit 4 or 5 years. And it's like, he's 24 now. He's gonna wait till he's 28 or 29. Come on. That's not gonna happen.
He's not gonna sit 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
As soon as Kirk Cousins throws 2 picks in a game.
No.
I said 2-3 weeks in a row.
They'll be calling for it.
Calling for Michael Penix.
Well, the most popular player on any team is the second string quarterback.
Yeah.
Of teams that stink.
That's like someone said. That's like someone last year saying, "Oh, we should play Clifford," and look how that turned out.
All right. Okay. Any other things about the draft that surprised you or that you heard?
Brock Bowers in the first round. Here again, surprised me from the Raiders. Not considering the source that it was the Raiders that picked the tight end in the first round, but Brock Bowers in the first round surprised me. And also,
How high you want?
Just that high in the first round.
Really? I saw some things where they had him going in the top 10.
No, I mean, a tight end. He got injured last year too.
Mm-hmm.
So
tight ends that high seem seem like a stretch.
Yeah. Okay. What about the 700,000 people they said attended the draft in Detroit? Smashed all the attendance records for it.
Well, they did a smart thing, Jack.
Hmm.
They played the Tigers game on Friday at 3 p.m.
Okay.
So that would have taken 27 people away.
No, but seriously, to unclog downtown Detroit.
Yeah.
They did a smart thing and made their pro baseball team, which nobody watches, by the way.
Yeah. I've never been to Detroit. Have you all?
No.
I've been there, but it's been years and years.
No.
I don't know where the good section is.
Yeah.
But hey, to their credit, people are hungry for that.
They showed up. Well, they haven't won a Super Bowl.
You know what's going to happen next year in Green Bay now. They're going to have to break the record.
Are you renting you already have your house out on Craigslist? Are you renting your house already?
That'd be a good idea for that time, right?
Yeah.
We're going to the draft.
Well, that doesn't mean we can't rent our house out.
Yeah, you could rent your house out for $5,000, get a place for $2,000, and come out
All I
ahead.
have to say is to the guys who create the season tickets for the Packers, is the draft included? It better be.
AJ has spoken.
Hey, Jack, we got a second little house, 850 square feet, 2 bedroom, 1 bath.
You do?
Yeah, we bought a rental over COVID.
In Sheboygan.
It's
Oh, in
literally
Sheboygan.
it's the first house in the town of Sheboygan.
It's the first house.
We rented it so it was 850 square feet.
You Bokinis are printing money, for God's sakes.
Well, yeah, they're assets. They're assets, right?
Mhm.
I don't want to get things that it's just my money flowing out there.
Right.
Right. So,
Right.
but
All right.
that,
That's why he's the agent.
about,
He's a Sharpie.
I didn't even think about renting it
He's
out for
the
the
Sharpie.
draft. Thanks for that tip, Jack.
I'm here for you, man.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll give
all right.
you 1% on that one. Whatever.
I'll take it. Get some donuts with it, for God's sakes. Hey, what about the Brewers?
They're down 11-5 right now.
Again, 11 runs, 2 games in a row.
Yep.
Is this the end? Is this where they start their free fall?
No, the Yankees are good. Their offense is good. They got Judge and all those guys. I think the issue with the Brewers is going to be the long term of their pitching. I mean, but if I didn't know who Joe Ross was, I would tell you I don't know who Joe Ross is, because Joe Ross is not going to carry your.
Who is Joe Ross? I don't know half the team anymore.
He's been out of the league for 3 years, and relying on him to be a starter right now. And America's favorite 37-year-old, Wade.
Hit it a Miley?
It's the end of the Miley. It's the end of the.
What? You're a Miley defender, for God's sakes. That's my job to be ripping on him.
Yeah, now he's going under the knife.
Tommy John.
What? He doesn't need a Tommy John. He couldn't throw the ball. He has a rag arm anyway, for God's sakes. He throws it underhanded. What difference does it make?
Right, exactly. I mean,
so he's out for the year?
He's out for the year, and I don't know if he'll come back next year.
Oh.
But they have three starting pitchers. But Miley's done, and who's the other 2 starting?
Miley.
I thought there were 3 starting pitchers. I don't know their names.
There are 3.
Yeah, I know. Me either.
There are 3. I just don't know who they are.
I saw a game the other night. I was at a restaurant, and there was a bearded guy pitching. I had no idea who he was. Usually, at least I have an idea. I was one of them keep showing his back. I wanted them to show his back so I could see his name.
Right. No, but I think they'll be fine. I think they'll lose today, which will be okay. But they got one this weekend, and they got the Rays coming in, so should be.
Rays would be tough, right?
They're 13-14, but they're tough.
Yeah, they are.
But the Cubbies are the Red Sox, so I'm not too worried.
What are the Cubs doing? How are they doing with Council? What's the early returns?
They're almost the same record.
Yeah, they were half a game behind the Brewers coming in.
Brewers, yeah.
Okay. What about the Dodgers?
There's a lot going on there, man.
Like?
They're not good.
Well, how can they not be good? They have a $800 billion payroll, for God's sake.
They don't have $800 million worth of pitching, though.
Okay.
They're just
are their pitchers hurt, or are they?
They're just not.
Yeah.
Are they hurt, or are
Yamamoto's good, but the rest of them, I just can't. I like you, Jack. I can't name.
What happened to the guy who killed the Brewers in the NLCS? He was really a good.
Dustin Turner?
No, pitched Game 7. He was really a good young pitcher. Walker something.
Walker Buehler?
Yeah, Walker Buehler. He's been hurt, I think, or something. I thought that guy was going to be a stud for years.
He's been hurt the last 2 years.
He was so good against the Brewers, that guy. He just killed us.
He's been hurt the last 2 years. And what's his name? Chris Taylor's not even on the team anymore.
Right.
The guy who caught the ball against Yelich in 2019. He's not even on the team anymore.
So, what about don't bring up Yelich's name, talk about IR, that guy. He's a nightmare. What about Mookie Betts playing shortstop? Is he still playing shortstop?
He's still playing good. They're good. They're good up the middle. They're just not. Their pitching is.
Is he playing shortstop still?
No. He got moved to.
He got moved back.
He got moved to second, I think.
Oh, he's playing infield though.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I thought that was interesting. All right.
Yeah, and he hadn't played shortstop since 8th grade or something, right? Or
right.
Some crazy stuff.
Yeah. He did the opposite of Robin Yount. Only Robin was good at it.
Yeah.
What about Juan Soto? How's he doing for the Yankees? Is
He's killing it. He's killing it.
he killing the Brewers?
Yeah. Well, today, I mean, yeah, their lineup is so lengthy with Juan Soto, Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge is hitting like fourth or fifth, but their lineup is so lengthy, and they have just enough pitching to get by. So
Yeah, the Brewers were down 4-0, came back, tied the game 4-4, and
they gave up 7 runs.
they gave up 7. Yeah.
Mm.
So, yeah, their pitching is.
And it's only April, Jack.
I know.
I
know.
So
if they're hurting pitching already, it's going to be a long year. I mean, literally hurt in the pitching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're playing with Band-Aids. I give them credit for going, but that does catch up with you pretty quick.
Oh, right.
Right.
So.
All right. How about the sport you ignore, and the NHL, the Stanley Cup playoffs?
Oh, it's pretty riveting right now. It's pretty riveting. I like the NHL because they play at the same time as the NBA. So I like them. I like.
Who's favored? Who's doing anything? I saw the NHL on. I thought I saw on the only professional sport left, which is wrestling.
The pre playoff pick, Dallas Stars were the pick to win it because they had a really strong season, but they're down 2-1. They came back and won a game against Vegas last night, which is unfortunate. But and the Toronto Maple Leafs are on the verge of getting knocked out of it by Boston in the
Again.
Yes, yeah, they're just not good enough. But it's an exciting time. I don't know half the rules. I don't know how they make those line shifts. That's still confusing.
Isn't there some crazy stat where Canada hasn't won a Stanley Cup since like 1996 or something?
Yes, it's been an incredibly long time. And now this year they have Vancouver still has a shot. They're up against Nashville. They play tonight. But that was pretty cool. We were in Nashville last weekend for my daughter's birthday, and that stadium is right downtown. It's right on Broadway.
It's right across from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Or Country Music Hall of Fame.
Country Music Hall of
Fame. Yep. And that place is rocking. I was so glad they weren't playing home when we were there because it was like Summerfest on the sidewalks anyway. It was just crazy busy.
Have you been down there before, Jack?
I have. This is the first time I was there strictly for fun. I've been there for work numerous times. We do a lot of music recording there, and I get out a little bit, or with clients. But this is a different deal. I was with my kids. We were strictly there to have fun. It was great. It was just a lot of fun. But I was the first time I was there. First night we were there, and it was 5 people, 5 deep, 5 wide on the sidewalk, full up. It's just crazy, but it's a lot of fun. Great music.
We did the same thing we did. It was about 5 years ago. We went before COVID.
Yeah, before
COVID, and that was the first time I had gone for fun. I've been there, same thing. I work, but never for fun.
Mm-hmm.
It is absolutely nuts.
It is, and it's getting, and you just keep building up. They have so many 4 or 5 level bars now.
Yes,
they all have rooftop, and like we were sitting at one, one of the old timer ones, the Tootsie's Purple Orchid. And there was a table. We're up. My kids and I were at a table standing, and then right next to us, but on a different roof because there was a little thing. That's how close those rooftop things are. It's just crazy how close they all are. But I'd highly recommend it. It's worth the crowds for 3 days. It'd be too much all the time. And the locals never go down there because it's just too nuts.
Correct.
But it's a great thing. If you like music at all, you don't even have to like country music because they play so much good music.
I'm a big fan. I mean, I used to go to Vegas a lot, and I can leave Vegas behind right now. That's nuts, and it's so expensive.
Yeah,
at least in Nashville, you can. I mean, you spend what you want to spend.
Yeah. Nashville's getting expensive too, and Nashville is now like the center for bachelorette parties of the world. You wouldn't believe how many bachelor. It's just like, oh my God, here comes another bus.
Yeah,
it's just crazy.
Yeah,
fun stuff.
Fun.
All right, is there any sports, AJ, that you want to cover that we haven't covered?
AJ, call out UW Green Bay Women's.
I do want to make a shout out. We held this last week because I wasn't sure about the details on it. But family friend Kayla Curious got the job at for UW Green Bay, so I'm excited for her.
And why should Green Bay fans be excited about having her as a coach?
Well, she's a UW Green Bay product, and when they were there, when she was there, they won. They were in the Sweet 16, and it won't take her long to recruit the state. Actually, it didn't take her less than 24 hours to get the first verbal commitment out of the state. Actually, 2 twins from Lewisburg, so it got was their first verbal commitment. So
nice.
So it won't take her long to recruit the state. That's for sure.
So her dad's a good friend of mine. He called me last week Sunday.
So she's a good kid in spite of that.
Oh, great! Yeah. So I played basketball with the dad for 30 years, right? So he called me last week Sunday, and he said, "Hey, I want to tell you something, but it's not going to be announced till middle of the week. I want to tell you something." I said, "Oh, Kayla got the job." He said, "How do you know?" I said, "AJ's already talking about it." And he goes, "I'm going to tell you, but you can't tell AJ because he has trouble."
AJ is trouble.
Well, it was kind of funny because I'm like, "Okay, is this a real thing?" And I'm looking on Twitter, and it's like, "Okay, it's like legit because it's been posted all over Twitter." So I'm like, "Okay, I won't say anything." But it's funny because about a week before she got the job, I reached out to her. I'm like, "Hey, if you ever want to be on the radio show, let me know." And I noticed I didn't get a response, so I'm sitting there thinking something is up if you didn't get a response. So
something's up, all right.
Yeah, she paid her dues. She played at Green Bay. She played overseas for 4 years. She's been running around for about 6, 7, 8 years. Coaching all over between.
She's 36?
Yeah, I can't remember 30. She got to be close to 36, right? So she's been coaching all over the place, and her husband's from Slinger. His dad was coached on it. He was coached on at Slinger. Yeah,
it was.
Yeah, so good connections, and actually the father Dave, to relax himself when I was in Minneapolis last week, he was over there digging out my berm because he had nothing. He had nothing better to do. So he goes, I didn't have anybody to talk to. I couldn't talk to anybody. So I knew you wanted your berm out. So he was over there for 2 hours.
Yeah, that's funny.
2 hours sweating his tail off.
Wow. That's a good friend.
That's a good friend.
That's funny.
Holy shit.
It was good for them. I'm excited.
All right. Speaking of women's basketball, I got to bring this up. You made me think of it. There was an article on Friday by Jim Trotter, a national sports writer, saying that about Caitlin Clark. The Caitlin Clark effect is part of the reason that she's such a phenomenon is she's white and she's heterosexual, because so much of the WNBA is the players are mostly black and a lot of them are gay. And that doesn't fit with a lot of what fans like to line up with. And he said, I'm not taking away from her as a player, but that she is white and she's heterosexual and she's all this stuff that people want. That's part of her appeal. Well, you guys have any thoughts on that?
Let me tell you, Jack, I was at a girls AAU tournament this weekend.
Yes, we want to talk about that too.
It was like team after team after team of just kids playing AAU, and it was just crazy busy for 2 days. And it was just awesome. So you want to talk about it? I think that has something to do with it too, because women's basketball is growing in popularity because of the stars that are in the game now. So I think and I think it's a good thing. It's a real good thing. So I think you'll see more of it too.
Yeah, that's a tough one to comment. I didn't know if she was heterosexual. I had no idea. I didn't follow that close.
But she's heterosexual, but she got terrible taste. She's going out with
Connor McCaffrey.
Yeah, McCaffrey, one of McCaffrey's kids. So she's a hetero with bad taste. She likes McCaffrey, for God's sakes.
Well, it was funny because someone wrote an article, and I think they were trying to be funny. They said this is the most popularity Connor McCaffrey's gotten in 4 years at Iowa.
And he transferred to Butler.
because now everyone's figured out that he's Caitlin Carter's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Did he transfer to
transferred-
Butler?
Yeah, because she's playing for the Fever, so he's and Butler's in Indianapolis,
okay.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So,
yeah.
if people, you got somebody that wants to write an article to gain his publicity
Yeah,
or
right.
her
Yep.
publicity rather than worrying about rather than thinking about what's going on.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
another, I always look at things like that. It's another, I don't know who he is. I don't know him, but it's just another
Jim
way
Trotter,
to divide.
I know he was.
I just, people that do that drive me crazy because it's just
Just
another
focus on the game. Focus on
way
the
to
basketball
divide
part of it.
people and so yeah, neither here nor there. I mean, she broke a record. She broke a record. It's great, and she broke. Pete Maravich, who would have scored 1,000 more points if they had a 3-point line. That's a whole different story. But she did it in her era, and good for her. So it brings popularity. The thing about it is the question is how long. The bigger question is how long will it carry over, and what's next? Because most people. Okay, Jack, name me 5 other players in women's college basketball.
I just know one or two. I know Paige Beakers, and I know JoJo. What's her name from USC? Was a freshman. Yeah. Otherwise, and those two are big time stars. Yeah. Otherwise, I don't know any. I know Dawn Staley is the coach at South Carolina, and she's awesome. But I don't know any of her players. Yeah. I don't know who her players are.
That's how the game. I wouldn't surprise me. I was watching the South Carolina freshmen, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Not to get off topic, but those South Carolina freshmen are really good. So
the game's getting better, but do they have any stars? That's going to be the key for them.
Right? Well, do they have any stars in sports?
Cardoso got drafted. The Camila Cardoso girl got drafted.
Chicago. Yeah.
But it's tough because sports like that, even look at college basketball. Men's college basketball. How many times are they pointing out player after player after player? They're pointing out teams, right? They're always riding the Duke, the North Carolina. Mm-hmm. Leagues like that. I mean, they're popular, but not. You got to get on the team bandwagon rather than the individual at some point in time.
Right.
It's good for now, but we'll see.
Let's see. Yeah. Okay, AJ. Well, how was your tournament? Tell us what this is your first time working with CBA, that organization, right?
I'm in basketball.
Yeah,
it was really fun. I got to meet a lot of new people. I got to meet a couple kids from Germantown, actually a couple kids from Marquette. Because what's nice is they have the seniors that are no longer eligible to play AAU,
mm-hmm.
working the tournaments. So got to meet. I think her name is. I don't know.
Lucy, Claire.
I don't know her last name, but Lucy from Germantown. She is the best player at Germantown. And then I got to meet Cade Conan, who played at Marquette this year.
Mm-hmm.
He played at Marquette this year. He's going to go to Eau Claire. And then I got to meet another kid who plays at Carroll right now. So it was pretty cool.
Cool. Okay, great. So you're happy and you didn't get fired?
No. It was pretty fun. So
good.
I got to be the hand stamper. So that was pretty cool.
Drive him down to become the hand stamper.
So
I want to come when you work in camps, not the stamps.
So I work camps, and it was pretty. I'll work 4 camps this summer and then 2 other tournaments. So, but it'll be nice because the 2 other tournaments will also be like. It was nice. One day they had elementary to middle school, and then the next day they had high school, 8th grade to high school. So it was cool.
Cool.
So Jack, I do have to tell you, when I was at the camp, when I was there, I didn't go there that long because I went to church. I prayed for you sinners,
Thank you.
Per usual, and TVV was there. Tim Van Voren was at church. So he's a big Mequon guy. But then I walk into a gym, and of all people, who's there must have a granddaughter or something. John McLaughlin.
Really?
Johnny Mac was there.
Johnny Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good for the Bucks.
Rainbow jumper.
By the way, did he get fired from Wisconsin, or did he just retire?
he retired, but I think they were it was a mutual thing. I think he was heading
He's
up.
got to be 75, I think.
Really?
I don't know. Let's look up John McLaughlin real quick because he was playing for the Bucks when I was, but he was playing in '69. He was.
Yeah, he was there when they won the championship, the first one.
Yeah.
John McLaughlin's a nice guy. My only knock against him as an announcer is he's the opposite of Euchre. He liked everybody. He was nice. He was so nice that you couldn't find anybody but he seemed like a really nice guy. 43, born in June 10th, 1943.
He's 80.
So, yeah, he'll be 80 this year, right?
No,
he is 80.
He doesn't. 81. I'll tell you what, he doesn't look 80 years old.
Excellent. Well, good.
And
neither do you, Jack.
Cool fun fact for you. Shaka was there on Saturday.
Who?
Shaka Smart was there on Saturday.
Ah, good.
His daughters are playing in the state, so his daughters.
Nice.
His daughters.
Nice. So it's sightings. It's sightings.
Kind of cool. And the guy, I gotta give him credit because the guy who helped me write Finish, who helped me get started on Finish, also coaches AAU there. So Derek Dupree.
Derek Dupree was there?
He was there with his team. So it was
nice.
Cool to see them. So it's cool.
All right. Good. Well, you keep doing a good job. They won't fire you for, quit smoking cigs in between the games.
Hey, after August 8th, they can do whatever they want. So
what do you think stunted his growth? And he's
All right, now we finally get to my favorite part of the week, my favorite segment, which is AJ's words of wisdom, AJ's advice, and sports and life related. Every week so far, you've been just spot on. Okay. And what do you have for us this week, AJ?
Don't get too wrapped up in your own situation. Always make a positive impact on someone else, regardless of what's going on in your life. Try to make a positive, whether it's today, tomorrow, or the next day. Try to make whether you go to work or school or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You're always going to see somebody who may be going through something and you don't know what it is.
That's right.
Always strive to try to make somebody smile, or regardless of what may be going on. And who knows, it may turn your day around if you try to make somebody else smile. So that's like words of wisdom for the day.
All right, good ones. Everything you say really applies to both sports and life, which is key because sports are important and they're fun and all that stuff, but they're just part of life. And your advice is good for all aspects of life.
And the other thing is too, don't get too wrapped up in, like, I saw some parents today who don't get too wrapped up in if you got your kid involved in sport. It's just a game, so don't get too wrapped up in it either.
Good. Yeah, I see a lot of that. Okay. Well, they ought to give you a microphone at those tournaments, for God's sakes. You could spread a little wisdom going on.
I'm outside the gym, Jack, for a reason.
All right. I've got some big news. The Jack Henke show is moving again. We're going back to video. It's going to be on Tuesday nights starting May 7th. And AJ is going to be back on the show. Do you have to go? H, go ahead.
No.
So
Tuesday nights?
Tuesday nights from 5 to 7. We'll be back on, but we're not going to be on Facebook. We're going to be direct to YouTube. We're going to do a YouTube live and then be on the channel. So if you want even more AJ, if you haven't had enough AJ, which I can't believe anybody could say that, come and see him. He'll have a regular segment on the Tuesday night show starting Tuesday, May 7th, 5 to 7 p.m.
Tuesday and Wednesday. Wow.
Yeah, back to back.
Pretty.
So this is what's going to happen. Tuesday night, AJ is going to make predictions about that game's night. He's going to be wrong, and then on Wednesday, he's going to come back and say, "I meant to say the Brewers win last night." Right. I can already feel it. I can see that coming a mile away.
Right.
Tuesday nights, 5 to 7. Yeah. I may have to join more often.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Also, Jack, I wanted to mention one more.
Okay.
One more thing. I heard back from a lady. I met a couple at church the other day who asked me to speak at Lumen Christi for their 4th through 8th graders. So I'm just waiting to hear back on full details, but I'm excited about it because it's the church that I go to, and it should be fun. So I'm excited.
Do they know your propensity to drop F-bombs in the middle of speeches?
No, it's funny though because my buddy Kai from Whitewater, he called me and he goes, "So how'd you start your speech?" I said, "Like normal." He's like, "You should have woken him up with a few F-bombs." I'm like, "No,
Got their attention.
That's not a good idea, Kai.
Everybody, you have so many people giving you good advice.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Right.
cool. All right. Well, good to see you, Bokini boys, both of you. And you are AJ. You're going to be back in Mequon soon. Yes.
I'll be back in Mequon on Monday.
All right.
Tomorrow morning, we're getting out of here, 7:00.
Yeah.
All right. Good. All right. Go get them. It's getting down there at school, so you take care of those kids at Homestead. And Doug, good to see you. Yeah, come back 5 to 7 p.m. We'll be on. It'll be fun. So we'll see you guys. Yep, and we'll see you on Wednesday morning this week.
Wednesday morning.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. Great. See you, boys.
Thanks,
be good, Mafia. And remember, this is starring AJ Bokini.
I need to wear it out.